The Johari window is designed to give you a better understanding of yourself and other people in the communication between you. The Johari window was published in 1955 by the two psychologists Joseph Luft and Harry Ingham. The model is a communication window that consists of 4 quadrants. There are 2 dimensions in the model. Others, what is known by others about me, and respectively what is not known by others. They know that I never drive a car. They do not know that it is because I have lost my driving license due to drunk driving. As well as myself, what is known by myself and what is not known by myself. I am aware that I do not like holding speeches for large gatherings. However, I am unaware that I am touching my hair when I am saying something. From the 2 dimensions, myself and others, appear 4 quadrants. The lines dividing the 4 quadrants are like window shades. They can move as an interaction progresses. The open quadrant is what is known by myself and known by others. The blind quadrant is what is known by others but not known by myself. The hidden quadrant is what is known by myself but not known by others. The unknown quadrant is what is not known by myself and also not known by others. Now we shall review how each of the quadrants must be understood. The open quadrant represents things that are known by myself and are known by you. I know my name, and so do you. If we have been introduced to each other, it is factual information. But the quadrant can also contain feelings, desires, and needs. In the beginning, we know each other. The quadrant is not very large, since there has been little time to exchange information. But the longer we know each other, and the more confidence we have in each other, the more the window shades move down or to the right. We know more about each other. You know more about me. The blind quadrant represents things that are not known by myself but are known by you. You may have noticed that my eye contact seems to be lacking in our ongoing conversation, or that I am interrupting you in your sentences. It's a bad habit from my side which makes the communication between us difficult. If you choose to tell me, it becomes part of the open quadrant. The window shade moves to the right, enlarging the open quadrant's area. But if you don't say anything, it remains unknown to me, and it stays as part of my blind quadrant. You know it, and I do not know it. The hidden quadrant represents things that are known by myself and are not known by you. For instance, I love dark chocolate. As soon as I tell you this secret, I'm effectively pulling the window shade down, thereby moving the information from my hidden quadrant into the enlarged open quadrant. Until I told you, you were not aware of it, but now you are. The more I trust you, the more I might tell you about my secrets. How I lost my driving license, how I got divorced, what I think about our joint colleagues, and so on. I extend my open quadrant to you. Some people have almost nothing in the hidden quadrant. they publish all their intimate details online on social medias such as Facebook. The unknown quadrant represents things that are neither not known by myself nor by you. So it's actually hard to come up with examples, but I will try. I was aware that I did not like to hold speeches for large gatherings. I later found out that this was due to lack of self-confidence on my part. I simply could not imagine that I could say anything that might interest a large group of people at once. Neither I nor others knew that this was the reason for my fear about holding speeches. It is widely believed that we need to expand the open quadrant as far as possible. It provides a better communication between us. We believe disclosure to be good for the soul. At least that's the impression one gets after reading Freud. However, my common sense tells me that others should not know everything about me, and I don't want to know everything about others. But here are some examples of how to expand the open quadrant. I can make a part of the blind quadrant into a part of the open quadrant. I can ask for feedback from my surroundings. It could be that people would tell me that I am touching my hair when I am saying something, or I have wandering eyes when I am talking to them, or that I am actually interrupting them. Then it would be part of the open quadrant. However, please be aware that what other people think of you is subjective, so it is not certain that what they are saying is actually what is happening. You can also expand the open quadrant by telling something about yourself that is not known by others. You can go down and tell something that is in the hidden quadrant. However, please be aware that not everyone might be able to accept your hidden secrets. I received some advice when I was working abroad. Never say anything about politics, race, or religion. This rule is probably true in most cultures. You are definitely more likely to win a promotion if you have not told your boss about your alcohol and mental health problems. So if you must tell your secrets to someone, you have to choose that person very carefully. You can also expand the open quadrant into the unknown quadrant. You can actively ask others to observe you in different situations. How do you deal with a critical customer? How do you react to stress? The last aspect is mandatory for all pilots. If you do it voluntarily, remember to be critical of whom you let observe you. It requires a great deal of trust. You may also, jointly with others, expand the open quadrant into the unknown quadrant. It is often the purpose of team-building exercises amongst colleagues. In the ideal team-building exercise, all participants develop a large open quadrant in relation to each other, and thereby a better communication among each other afterwards. You can also develop your own experiences. You could drag aspects about yourself from the unknown quadrant into the hidden quadrant. An example is if you go hiking alone in a remote area and thereby experience unknown aspects of yourself. Furthermore, as you gain experiences throughout your life, you learn about yourself, and we hopefully all do that throughout our lives. If you later tell others about your experience, and it therefore becomes part of the open quadrant, It is, of course, up to you. Now we shall review a criticism of the model. The Johari window does not take into account that our limits regarding openness are very different. It also varies how much we want to know about others. If our colleagues have family problems, some of them believe it should be shared with everybody. They place it in the open quadrant. Others keep this to themselves. They place it in the hidden quadrant. Not everybody wants to give all aspects about their private lives away. Observe also that many do not want to know. They feel it uncomfortable if your open quadrant is too big. They have no interest in knowing anything about your private life. They see your cooperation as purely work-related. Before you start using the model, you must be aware of where you yourself are placed and where you think others are placed. You can give too little, but certainly also too much of yourself.